In this video, we're going to complete the amortization table for the bond. What we're going to do is we've already computed bond issue price. So I'm going to simply click equals and click on the bond issue price to get my beginning carrying value at the beginning of period 1. In order to get the interest expense, note this is the interest expense that's being recorded by the company that has issued the bonds. This is always going to be equal to the beginning carrying value times the market rate of interest that's appropriate for the number of periods. The thing about this is that I'm going to be copying this formula down all the way 10 periods. So in order, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get right between the B and the 7, and I'm going to click F4. It adds the dollar signs before the B, before the 7, and that creates an absolute cell reference, and you'll see why we need that in a minute. The actual payment we already computed, and again I'm going to do an absolute reference on this one. The amortization of the discount is simply interest expense, subtracting out the payment, the ending carrying value. So basically what we're going to be doing is getting that 459 all the way up to 500,000. So what we do is we amortize the discount. By doing so, we add in the amortization each period. Then we're going to go ahead and say the beginning value for this period is the ending value from last period. Hit enter. This formula, the one that's next to the 2, is the one I want to copy. So I'm going to drag on this little tail, and there's nothing filled in there, and that's okay. Now I'm going to drag this tail. I've got the correct formula in the top box. This is the same. And I guess I could actually do it like this to make things go easier. And when I click everything in and notice that at the end of the 10th period, the bond has been, it's back at 500,000. So kind of neat, but you're going to need to be able to do this. And we'll do one more little run through of what happens if this is a premium instead of a discount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my market interest rate to something less than 6. I'm going to go with 4% here. And that brings our bond issue price to 544. So notice I have this beginning carrying value. It's already borrowed in. Notice that everything flows through nicely with my whole amortization table. The only thing that might need a little change is that this is called amortization of the premium. Now, it shows up as a negative because the interest expense is lower this time. That's fine with me. I don't care that I don't have to change any of my formulas, but if you wanted to, for precision purposes, you could make all these positives. Just don't forget that you need to change your formula in this one to subtract the amortization of the premium to get the ending carry value. And let's just go ahead and take a look at what happens if we issue at par. The interest expense is equal to the interest payment. So this is called is the effective interest rate method. And the interest being measured by the company that has issued the bonds. They're trying to write the correct amount of interest expense into the books. So they are paying a 6% interest, and so interest expense equals the same amount of the payment. And in the other cases, whether there's a premium or a discount, the interest expense is actually what was at market on the time of issue. And so that is effectively what the company is paying in interest. And GAAP wants us to accurately capture what's really going on with the cost of the bond.